that came out. Basically, the stuff that I want to talk about today is the inflation. I think that was the biggest news of the week. It's just what really happened, and because of this news, what happened next was that there was a very strong directional move in most of the dollar denominated dollar pairs, dollar pairings, and that also is usually when that happens from a technical viewpoint, right? It could also be the last hurrah before they have another direction. Okay, but we still need that confirmation to happen before we have a clearer idea, when. So in times like this, better not. Better not just try to catch the fall. Like say, catch a falling knife. Later on, you will understand when I show you the charts and stuff like that. So when we saw the CPI, it came in the year on year. So I'm going to go compare one by one, and then just pinpoint to you which are the important ones. Now, US CPI year to year, it came in at 3% down from 4%. Now, this is not available on this is not available on the what you call the Forex Factory. So I got it out from other areas. I also wanted to see the core CPI. And the year on year came in at 4.8 and 5.3, because this to me is why I want to look at this one, because the Federal Reserve, they are focusing on this one. They are not looking much on this one. Okay, so there was a significant drop, because we are talking about a negative 0.5% drop right over here. Okay, now then let's move on to the month-to-month ones, because that is also important, because you want to see the month-to-month ones. Is there any signs that inflation is actually dropping also? Now we have the CPI month-to-month. There was a slight increase right over here at 0.2 versus 0.1, but the core CPI month-to-month dropped by 0.2. So in a way, that was able to offset some of the rise over here, right? So in a nutshell, what does this result mean? Number one, US CPI inflation showed the smallest increase. Okay, like it or not, these are still increases. Yeah, these are still increases. The smallest increase since March 2021. And the core CPI, which is the more important data among the two, also showed a lower increase, but still far off the 2% mark, because we are at 4%. What they're looking for right now is 2%. So it will still take some time before this thing comes down. Okay, so would the would the slow in data translate to the pause in hiking? So a lot of them, they were really celebrating and said, oh, maybe that can happen, they may change. Personally, I think the chances that the hike plan will proceed as planned for the July, and we'll be seeing the interest rate equaling the New Zealand interest rate at 5.5. That is my view. Okay, because if you look at overall, it is still high. It's still high. Their target is 2%. We are 4.8. It's more than double. So why I still see this is because inflation, if you look overall, is still very stubborn, whereby the CPI came in at, like the month-to-month, it came in 0.2 versus 0.1. That if you want to drop, everything should be dropping. But why is the CPI, if you factor in the oil and the food prices, then you see there's still an increase of 0.1%. Now understand, Fed likes to use the core because they don't want to add in the element of food, and then they want to add in element of energy to decide their rate policies. But the fact is that energy and food here gives inflation. It affects no matter how you take it out, but there will be how do you say, some effect, or it may be small, but there's still effect, even if you take it out in some way, correct? So even though, like say, the data, like I showed you earlier, I've seen, yes, it is lower than previous months, but still there is a lot of things to be done by the Fed before they can really say, no, we are not going to increase rates anymore. This is it. Okay. So in conclusion, July rate increase is a foregone conclusion. That means it's going to happen. That is my point of view. What would be interesting would be in the September 1. Okay. So right before the FOMC meeting, we're going to have 2 CPIs. Right? We are going to have 2 PCEs also as well. So we will see this coming 2 numbers. If there is truly such a drop, like what repeating or even better than what we saw this month, then there is a slight chance that there's a chance that the Fed would not increase its rates beyond this 5.5%. Okay, so that will be very interesting. So how does this translate into prices? Okay, let's look into the charts, then you will understand better.